What's up, Parties and Hardos, episode 29. Look at Spinny's just sending it back to start the episode. We love that.
Yeah. I had to open the episode up with a drink for the length of your intro.
We all right. We actually do have some breaking headlines we're going to talk about today. Robert Sarver, the owner of the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury, he is suspended for a year, fined $10 million, basically pressured into selling the team, and has now, as of yesterday, agreed to sell the team. He was, for those that don't know, caught using the N-word, calling people N-word at least 5 times is what's reported, as well as inappropriate comments towards female coworkers. So, and apparently it's a lot of stuff. Like, it's not just like
a guy.
Yeah, apparently it's like, it's not just a one-time thing. He made a mistake once, even though I feel like calling somebody the N-word is not really
no, when you're white,
everyone,
like, that doesn't.
Yeah, everyone knows what the hell that means and what that is.
Like,
so,
but
I mean, I think the punishment's fair, and I really think he should sell the team. I think this is what he should get, and I know he was kind of crying about it, low key, in his like press statement.
Yeah,
he was
of course he was.
Yeah, he's like, all the hard work I did is gone for one mistake or something like that. Like,
this man was the most hated owner for like all of it. Like, cheap and like irritating, and nobody liked. Like, I'm not saying like, I'm not trying to say like anything about it. I'm just saying that using what you built as an excuse is worthless when you basically built a reputation of not being like sweet. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. Just the hypocrisy in his statements. I just found that funny. I was reading the article right before we started, and I was like, of course this rich white man would say something like this. Not even like apologetic about it at all. Just
no. Yeah,
just highlights.
He's like, what is apologizing isn't going to get me anywhere, and it's like, what, dude? You think apologizing isn't going to get you anywhere, but saying that is going to get you somewhere? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Brady, have you heard about this story?
Yeah, honestly, I just heard it surface today. You were my source, honestly, about that. It's, I mean, unfortunately, you have to sleep in the bed you make. So
there you go. That's.
I'm going to keep it simple. Simply put, you make the mistake.
That's about a Brady right there.
Yes. Yep. Honestly,
I'll call it spade a spade.
All right. I know you want to bring up this other basketball-related news.
This is not a good story either. I would not put it in as bad maybe as the Sarver story, but it's not good. Ime Udoka, Celtics coach, has a possibility of being suspended for a year. He had an affair with someone on the Celtics staff. So apparently it happened for a long time. It was discovered. They kind of, I don't know the story, and it hasn't really been released exactly what happened as to how that went. But yeah, his job is not in jeopardy, but he is probably going to be suspended for a year is the talk right now. So
I saw today that it's said that he was not planning to re-sign with the Celtics.
Really?
I saw that on the report today. Yeah. Like, they don't really want to re-sign. Both sides, like, it's a mutual thing.
What?
Or I think maybe it was more Celtics. I don't know.
But, like, I just don't know how you don't. Man, I don't know. I mean, that's tough, okay? Go ahead.
The most suspect thing about this story is the tweet that I saw from Richard Jefferson. Did you see that, Spinny?
No, I didn't.
He tweeted, "Wait until the truth comes out," or something super cryptic like that. So, like, who knows what the hell it's about, right? Then replies to his tweet and says, if it's consensual, ask yourself why the length of the punishment. Like, why the punishment and why this severe?
Yeah.
So, like, is he trying to insinuate that it wasn't a consensual relationship?
I mean, I think he might be trying to insinuate that the coach having a relationship with anyone on staff below him is inappropriate and therefore deemed not necessarily consensual, but not like consensual, but not. Like if your boss asks you to have a relationship with them, and it's like it can be viewed as non-consensual. That's not the right word. I don't
know the word. I don't mean
what you're talking about. I don't mean to misspeak this for anyone that has been a victim of non-consensual things like this. That's awful, and I don't mean to misspeak for that reason, but it's something like that, I think, is what Jefferson means, but it could be more. I don't know. It seems weird to me that he gets suspended for a year for cheating on his fiance. I mean, I'm not saying that's good. It's obviously not, but like everyone has their crap. Like there's alcoholics that are, and there's different things like that are not good, but not like illegal, I guess. So,
I saw some other people saying like, oh, white coaches will be doing their thing. They do. There's no reason to say that they're not doing this thing, but why is Ime's story all of a sudden like out? Like who released this? Like,
well, look what happened with Rosas. Like there was obviously other things with that, but like that was kind of the start of it. And then they weren't going to suspend him, and then they found out all the rest of the crap, and then that all happened from that. And so it's like, I don't know. It's a team. What is it? A team. It's like a team rule, or it's a team code of conduct.
It's a Celtics rule. Like
it's a Celtics code of conduct.
Okay.
Because the league wouldn't be suspending him.
That's what I thought.
The Celtics are
suspending him.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like, I mean, he had to have known that was the thing. You know what I mean? Like, he knew that he was crossing the line, breaking a rule.
Well, I'm guessing it could have been that you can't have a relationship with anyone, like a romantic relationship with anyone below you on the level of ranking within the Celtics, I'm guessing it was something to that effect, so you don't get that, like, people using that for whatever. I think that's the idea. I'm not saying it works or it's needed or whatever, but I think that's the idea behind what we're talking about.
Yeah. So well, I don't know. It's definitely an ongoing story. There's stuff.
There's going to be more to come out. I feel bad talking about it this early because you can really put your foot in your mouth with
right. That's why I don't want to say too much. But
yeah, but I think overall, it's a sucky situation. So, you got an opinion, Brady?
No, I try to keep, like you just said, essentially, I try to keep my foot in my mouth when it comes to certain scenarios like this until further information comes out. But, I mean, I think it's all right to also have an opinion on the matter, too. I mean, teach their own, essentially. But not only that, I'm also a huge football guy compared to a basketball guy. I love the sport, but either way.
Well, speaking of football, we might as well just jump right to it then. That's enough of these weird and not very, I don't know how to put it.
To talk about.
Yeah.
I feel like we have to talk about them, but obviously not what we want to talk about on this. I wish people would just be good overall, nice humans.
Good human
beings.
And
we wouldn't have to talk about them. But I do think the Udoka story could be a little more complicated than we know.
Agree. Well, now we're going to do a little CFB recap from the weekend. Honestly, it was a pretty boring weekend for college football. I'm not going to lie. The vast majority, at least in terms of like ranked matchups, I shouldn't say.
Yeah.
It was boring in that regard because, wow, it was essentially a free bye week. I'll toss out some spreads here. Georgia won by 41. Michigan won by 59. Ohio State won by 56. Bama won by 56. Ole Miss won by 42. Tennessee won by 57. I mean, the list goes on and on of at least four touchdown games. So that's basically the summary of this past week. There were a couple good games, though. One being Washington upsetting Michigan State Washington has been hot this year, so I don't think this one surprises many people as you would have thought for an unranked beating a number 11 ranked team. 39-28 was the final score. Washington was actually up 29-8 at half here. They almost ended up choking this game, but Michael Penix Jr., I apologize if I pronounced his last name wrong, but this man seems to be like the real deal. He has been absolutely tearing it up for Washington so far.
I like it.
I mean, his receiver had 153 yards and 3 tutties.
Impressive game.
Jalen Polk.
Michigan State's supposed to have a good defense too, right? That's the talk about them. Good rush defense especially, but yeah, Washington. As much as I hate to say it for the Gophers, Washington kicked the crap out of them, threw it all over them.
They're now 18th ranked, Washington, and Michigan State actually jumped out of the rankings completely after that loss. So, yeah, and I mean that was the only game that really caught my eye. Spinny, I know there were a couple that caught your eye, especially Oregon, because I think your boy finally balled out.
5 touchdowns for Bo Nix. Let's go.
Right.
3 rushing, 2 passing. 41-20 win over BYU, who a lot of us thought was the real deal after how they looked the week before and getting the big upset there over Utah. Right? Utah? I didn't misspeak there.
No, because Utah lost to Florida. That was their only.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Hardies and Hardos, I messed up.
I can't believe I forgot, too.
I gotta go back. I watched the whole game. I can't remember it. I literally watched the whole game. Baylor.
Baylor, yes, duh.
Baylor. Jaron Hall looked so good in that game, and he just absolutely diced them up. He had that one over-the-shoulder back corner touchdown dub over Baylor. I thought they were maybe the real deal. Oregon looked like crap, and then this week it reverses. Welcome to college football. BYU did not look awesome. Jared Hall did okay, actually, still 29-41, 305, 2 tutties. But their running game was absolutely shut down. Like, they couldn't do anything. And Oregon's offense looked super explosive. Absolutely looked really explosive. So, good overall game for them. And Bo Nix for Pac-12 Player of the Year is still alive. Just barely with how Caleb Williams is playing. But
yeah, I was going to say, it's alive, but it's a pretty small chance there. But yeah, they absolutely took it to BYU right from the get-go. That was insane. I actually didn't personally tune into the game live, but just checking updates and score updates and seeing the spread, I was like, oh my gosh. Thought for sure BYU 1 would have won the game, or 2 at least had a close game. But they just got absolutely destroyed, honestly.
Oregon wrecked them up. Yeah, and then so I had another. You only had one game. So this is my Me Too in a row. All right, you liked my transition there, or I just spoke it out loud? Super, super professional. All right, my second game, we got Miami and A&M. That was supposed to be an amazing game, but really turned into kind of a boring defensive battle. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the final? 17-14, right?
17-9 was the final.
17-9?
Yeah. 17-9 was the final. Tyler Van Dyke did not look that great. Only about 50% completion percentage, 200 yards. Parrish was the only thing that kind of kept Miami alive on offense. Was their run game not great, but he averaged over 4 yards per carry and had a touchdown, or didn't have a touchdown. And yeah, so he averaged over 4 yards per carry. He actually didn't have a touchdown. Sorry, man. Only scored 9 points. 3 field goals for them. A&M looked okay too. They didn't look that great, but able to squeak it out. And again, my A&M to the playoff hopes are still
it's not.
Well, they're still alive.
Are not alive. You're lying.
They are alive. They only have 1 loss. They only have 1 loss.
To who again? To who again?
Doesn't matter. 1 loss.
It doesn't matter. You don't think the committee's going to look at that loss?
If they beat Georgia in the SEC championship.
All right. If they beat Georgia, then we might be talking. But
or Bama or whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say, they got to get by Bama first, buddy. Come on. That's not
They
happening.
wouldn't even play Georgia because they're all on the same side, but
Right.
or
Yeah,
Bama and A&M are on the same side.
Yeah,
so
Bama
they
and
still have
A&M
to
are
play.
same side.
They still have to play. And Bama's looking tough. Their O-line's looking
Not
good.
scared. Bryce Young's on my team.
You also
got
have mid
Bryce
receivers
Young.
and a middle line.
Doesn't matter. We got Bryce Young.
Below average O-line and mid receivers.
In Bryce Young, we trust. That's all I gotta say. In Bryce Young,
we got lucky against Texas.
In Bryce Young, we trust.
Okay.
You know it's true.
All right. How about we move on then and talk about this next week?
Yeah,
it's going to be a way more fun one.
We should jump right into the Gophers-Michigan State game.
Yep.
This is finally the Gophers' first test of the season. They've absolutely just ran through everyone as expected. That's all. Their non-conference schedule is always just pathetic.
A bunch of good teams in that one, huh? New Mexico State. Nice. It was nice kicking Jerry Kill's ass, though.
That revenge game was nice, but ultimately, the
PJ
competition was nothing.
In fact, PJ shaking his hand for way too long and just looking in his eyes was awesome. It was awesome. Gophers, Michigan State. Y'all heard my initial reaction when I read the line, and that's kind of what I want to start with here. Gophers favored by 3 on the road at Michigan State. If I was a neutral bettor, I would be hammering Michigan State off a loss against a Gophers team that's played nobody and tends to choke on the road. So I'm a little nervous about it. It tells me what my reaction should be, non-biased, based on what my reaction to the line was. So I'm a little scared.
Not to mention Ottman Bell is out. So that's going to be a huge component that they're without. It's going to be – I think they're going to be relying on a lot of Mo Ibrahim and –
In Mo we trust.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's literally it. Yeah, I was surprised to see that they were favored in this game, especially after the Ottman Bell injury. I was like, to lose clearly our best receiver and then still be favored on the road to a team that just lost and was ranked 11th last week.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of suspect. I agree with you there, but I think, I don't see why not. The Gophers seem to be good enough to be able to beat Michigan State, honestly. And especially this game is going to come down to, obviously, can they do it against a good defense, right? They've coming into this game, second in the entire country in rush offense, 313 yards a game running. 313.
They're basically playing Bemidji State in those games.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly. And Michigan State, on the other hand, is only allowing 90. So, which is pretty solid for college football standards. So, that's the only thing to talk about here.
And I don't like that for the Gophers.
Right. Can they do it against a good team?
Because they're going to stack the box. They're not going to be afraid of us passing it. It's going to be 8-9 boxes all day long.
They could throw 9-10 if they wanted to. Honestly.
Yeah, oh, gosh.
Just have 2 corners out wide and everybody stacked in the box.
In Mo we trust, though.
Seriously.
In Mo we trust.
Yup, in Mo we trust.
All right, boys, before we hop to the next game, give me a score then. I want to know. I'm going to rock with it. We're going Gophers 30-24, Michigan State.
20-17, Michigan State.
24. Yeah, I guess I'll go with a 24-17 score, Michigan State, unfortunately. I love the Gophers, but I think this is going to be a tough test.
Bus is alone.
That's okay.
If the Gophers win, Bus is going to be unbearable next week. Oh my gosh.
You won't hear the end of it.
Man, I'm going to hear it for 100 years. Just like if the Vikes would have won against the Eagles. But I'm 2-0 Vikings picks.
Yeah. Oh, 2-0 Vikings. Shut up, kid. I'm going to roast you later for that. Moving on, let's talk about the other good Big Ten game, which would be Wisconsin versus Ohio State. Even though I must say, I really don't think it's going to be a good game. Yes.
No.
So I think we're all in agreement here. I was going to, statistically speaking here, 4-13 against Ohio State since 2000. Wisconsin is. They only have 4 wins since 2000. They've lost 8 straight games against Ohio State, and they haven't won in Columbus since 2004. So,
yeah, I mean,
all signs point to them losing this game, historically speaking. And then you just got the fact that Ohio State just obviously looks way better than Wisconsin this year.
Wisconsin was even upset earlier this year by,
Exactly.
I think, was it East Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
some random team. I think it was East Washington.
Yeah, it was something along those lines. Regardless, I see this being a heavy favorite in Ohio State.
I mean, they have. Wow, I'm trying to blank on his name. The stud, the running back for Wisconsin. Help me, someone.
Yeah, Bo Allen.
Braylon Allen.
Yeah, Braylon Allen. Sorry.
Braylon Allen is their only hope, but I don't know.
If this was a Wisconsin podcast, if Big Cat was on this podcast, they'd be saying, in Braylon Allen we trust. Just the same thing that we were just saying. That's what they would be saying right now. In Braylon Allen we trust.
Same shit as Mo. They're just going to have to hand it to fucking Braylon and hope for the best, which, let's be real.
Braylon has 50 carries for 330 yards.
Unreal.
6.5 yards a carry.
Yeah, he is a stud. He is an absolute stud. There's no denying it. I don't know if you can compete with the explosive offense Ohio State has with basically only a run game. You know, I expect this to be a 14-plus point game. Honestly.
I mean, CJ Stroud in 3 games, 62 for 85, 941 yards, 11 touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah, I was gonna say he has 0 turnovers yet. So I don't know. I wanted to bring the game up because it's 2-1 Wisconsin versus 3-0 Ohio State. You know, it's a good Big Ten matchup. Yep. But I really don't think there's a shot here, and I'm glad to see you guys are in agreement. Because screw Wisconsin. Screw the Badgers.
So my first game is Clemson and Wake Forest. Now, who cares about Wake Forest, right? Wake Forest is ranked 21st right now.
Let's go. 3-0.
Hartman and their quarterback has been pretty good so far. 625 yards, 7 tutties, 2 picks, around 65%. Their running game has not been great. But it's pretty much Hartman in a low-key run game. Their top running back averaging 31 carries for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. So they just aren't running it a lot so far. More passes than runs so far this season. And I still do not believe in DJ and Clemson. I don't know. Do you? Do you believe in Clemson? I'm not saying Clemson will lose this game. But do you believe in Clemson as a college football playoff team?
I think they can squeeze in. I went Utah as my 4. Clemson was my other option. I was thinking there. But I do think they have to go. I feel like they have to go undefeated. Coming out of the ACC, I feel like they're not going to get in with 1 loss. I could be wrong there. But I feel like there's going to be a 1-loss team in the playoff.
We're also
probably another SEC team. It's probably 2 SEC teams.
How about Oklahoma, though? Oklahoma looks like the best team in the freaking country. They look like the second best team in the country.
Look like the best.
Georgia's look like the best.
Yeah.
It's like Georgia, and then Oklahoma, and then everybody else. Because Oklahoma has looked better than any other team except Georgia, which is crazy because I did not expect that at all. But I believe Oklahoma's the real deal. We'll see. Clemson, Wake Forest. Yeah, I think Clemson will probably squeak out this game, but I do think it's going to be a good game. I think we'll get
I do too.
We'll get a good game for once. Especially in the ACC, where up until recently Clemson has had a ton of just blowout nation. Clemson is -7. So they are favored by 7 at Wake Forest, but it is at Wake Forest. I was going to say
the game's at Wake Forest.
Yeah, so they think Clemson's 10 points better than Wake Forest, which I don't know. I'm just got a feeling about this one.
I can see Wake Forest 100% beating Clemson in this game. 100% can picture that happening. The story of the game, again, kind of like the Gophers game, is going to come down to the rush, defense versus offense. So statistically, Clemson has 182 rush yards per game, which is obviously really good. But and Wake Forest is allowing 128, which isn't very good. But they're only allowing 190 pass yards. So I think they'll be able to contain DJ because, like you said, I haven't really seen much to give myself a lot of trust in DJ. So it's going to come down to
this year. He hasn't been bad.
Right, he's been okay, but it's going to come down to if Wake Forest's rush defense can contain Clemson. That's what it's going to come down to. Which, statistically speaking, it probably favors Clemson, but there's a legit chance that Wake Forest is the 4-0 team in the ACC after this week.
Fact. You got another game for us, Schnussler?
No, that was actually the other game I had written down too. That was the other one I wanted to tune into this week. I know there was. Did you have any other ones?
I do. I have a couple more.
Florida has a good game.
Florida, Tennessee.
Yes,
is going to be
Tennessee.
Good. Richardson against Hooker. Also, Tennessee's got a really good running back too. Right, he's been killing it so far this year. So they kind of got the dual combo going there. Tennessee offense looking good. But it all comes down to Richardson, right? Richardson doesn't have a passing touchdown yet. All rushing touchdowns for him so far. So 423 yards, 41 for 77. But yeah, 4 interceptions, no passing touchdowns. But yeah, we've seen Richardson at his best against Utah, and that was obviously really fun. And then we saw him at his worst last week. So we get good,
this is your team here, Spinny, right? What do you expect then from Florida this week? What Florida is going to show up? What Richardson is going to show up?
I think we get good Richardson, but Tennessee is good, and Florida's defense worries me a tad against Tennessee's high-powered offense. So I think Tennessee might squeak it out, but I want to say like 31-28 Tennessee, or 35-31 Tennessee. 35-31 Tennessee. That's one thing.
I like that score prediction.
But we'll see. If good Richardson shows up, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. The way he looked against Utah was incredible. After the 1 week, everyone was like, wait, is this man a Heisman finalist? Like, people were overreacting like that much.
First round pick. He was
when he is
first round.
When he is on, he is on. That is no doubt about it.
So yeah, that's well, is that it for college football? Are we wrapped up?
I think it is. I think that's pretty much wrapped up. I wish CFB Mike was on here this week just so I could give him shit about his he wasn't like fully in on that take, but saying BYU could potentially be a CFP finalist. And then,
I saw it too, though.
No, I agreed with
him.
All he was saying is if they get through this gauntlet they have coming up here of the 3 tough games they had come, because they still have Notre Dame.
Yep.
And someone else, can't remember, but yeah. It would have just been funny to give them shit. But yeah, that's all we got for the preview. Hopefully this week should definitely be a lot more fun for college football. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to next week when we can talk all the good games that are coming up this weekend.
Facts. It's going to be awesome. But now it's time to kick some ass.
You think so, huh?
Kick some ass. Yep. I do think so. Actually,
as we're about to start trivia here, just a little score update. We love doing live updates here, right? You know, Jacoby Brissett 11-yard touchdown pass to Amari Cooper.
Ooh.
The Browns are on the board, 6-0.
I didn't check all my fantasy lineups, so I might have just cucked myself, but we'll see.
Nick Chubb's already starting off hot.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chubb's got 6 carries, 54 yards already in the first quarter. All right, let's play some trivia.
Let's do it.
Brady, why don't you ask us the question first?
All right, absolutely. Fair
Easy,
shot.
Easy question.
Easy question. All right,
I won't cheat.
So currently, right now, who leads the NFL in pass attempts?
I got my answer.
Same.
Go ahead, shoot them up.
I'm kind of scared because I feel like
Brady, count us down. Count us down. We'll say at the same time.
I'll go to 5. Okay. 5.
Joe Flacco.
Boom.
Tua.
No, it's Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is legitimately leading the league in pass attempts right now. I think last game he threw 59 attempts. Just unbelievable.
Let's go. Only reason why I knew that is because I might as well go. A lot of my questions here are statistics based. What's new? Let's play a little game. Let's play a little game of Who Am I? I lead, coming into week 3, I lead the NFL in rushing touchdowns, and I am second in rushing yards. First in rushing touchdowns, second in yards, coming into week 3.
I'm going to go with Nick Chubb.
Okay, Nick Chubb. What's your answer, Spinny?
I was going to say Nick Chubb, honestly.
Nick Chubb is correct. Boom. Yep, that's why I put that as easy, because Nick Chubb, I mean, he just coming off 3-touchdown game. That's obviously going to be enough to give you the lead after 2 weeks. So,
yes, sir.
Good work for you boys there. Spinny.
Easy question for me. I went a little harder this week after Mike Brown last week, so
that's okay. I feel like Brady's easy question was kind of tricky. I only knew that because I was looking at the stats yesterday. Otherwise, I would have got that wrong.
Just wait till the other two.
What? You have to get the year and the team.
Okay.
Year and the team of the only undefeated team in NFL history.
Oh,
bro.
What year?
You think just the team is enough? You don't know the team off the top of your head?
You asked this question like last episode.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I asked this same question last episode.
Undefeated team in NFL history. The only team. Yes.
Oh.
You didn't make me say the year last time. You just said
so now we're just elevating it a little bit.
Do you have a guess, Brady? I'm ready.
You don't know the year.
Let it rip. I do not know.
Oh, you got to go first.
Undefeated season of New England Patriots. Well, actually, no, they were defeated in the Super Bowl.
There's one team that did it.
Yep.
You didn't. What you made me do was record and team. That's what you made me do.
Oh, now we're going year and team. Yep.
Yeah, you're a rat.
Because you had to guess the year, so it made it easy because you knew the team, but you had to guess the year, so it wasn't that easy. You know, a little bit of both for you on your easy question.
Hardies and Hardos, go back and watch last episode just to prove Spinny wrong, because I know he already asked me this question.
No, you're probably right. I'm saying you're right. I'm saying that it's not the same question. It's about the same thing. That's why it's an easy question this time. But
Brady, what's your guess?
Same question.
For what year?
Team and year.
Let's go with I don't know. I honestly legitimately don't know. Let's go with like 84 Broncos. I don't know. I'm just throwing
random Broncos. Okay, we love it.
Wait a minute. What did you say the team? Was I just not paying attention?
No, but Buss knows the team, but he doesn't know the year.
Okay, he knows the team. I don't know the team. All right.
I don't know the year because Spinny's
he's gonna make fun of me for asking the same question, then get it wrong.
He's a rat and had to just he had to switch one part and make it the year just to stump me nice. See, this is targeting. This is why someone else should prepare our questions, because this is targeting. This is targeted by you.
I'm
Miami
allowed to
Dolphins.
I'm allowed to.
Miami Dolphins have the only undefeated season in NFL history. They went 17-0 in 1972.
No way you got that. Fuck you.
No way.
Honestly.
Was it 2? Because my other guess was 74. It was 72? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Have your 1 point.
For asking it.
Have your 1 point.
Yeah, I'm up 2-1 to 1.
Yeah, you are.
All right, Brady, your medium question.
All right, so we're going to spice things up a little bit. What team currently in the NFL right now after 2 weeks is leading the league in turnover differential? Meaning their offense has been near perfect and their defense has been perfect at taking away the balls. Or essentially, that's what turnover differential is.
I know that. The defense wasn't that good, but they got turnovers. They haven't turned it over. I should know this. Oh, I know this. Yep. We got it.
Take a shot. All right.
I'm going to run with. There's no way this is right. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Pittsburgh.
No, it is not. It is not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
He said Pittsburgh.
It is not the Pittsburgh Steelers.
My second guess, even though I don't get one, the Bills.
It is not the Bills.
All right, who is it?
It is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Sheesh.
Oh.
It is the Jacksonville Jaguars who are currently leading the league with a +5 turnover differential right now. That's a big part why they're leading their division. And not only that, they might be the most improved. I mean, I don't want to say most improved team in the NFL because it's so early. It's so early to judge any of that. But, I mean, they're looking great after these 2 games. I mean,
absolutely.
They kept up with Washington.
Jags could take that division. Tennessee looks like a shell of itself, and Matt Ryan's been awful. So.
Absolutely. I think Jacksonville could take this team. I mean, their defense looks good. Josh Allen is a stud. He had 2 sacks last week. I mean, Trayvon Walker is looking good on the defensive side of the ball. Christian Kirk is having an up year.
Trayvon Walker, my DROY pick.
My question is, are we playing trivia or are we talking the Jags?
Yeah, trivia. Medium question.
Just kidding. Had to bring us back.
Who am I? I lead the NFL. I lead the NFL in interceptions thrown and have been sacked the 3rd most times.
This year?
This year. I currently lead the NFL in interceptions thrown and have been sacked the 3rd most amount of times.
I'm going to go with Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow is Brady's answer. What about you, Spinny?
It's either Burrow or Jameis. I'm going to go Burrow, too. Joe Burrow.
You are both incorrect. The answer is Matt Stafford.
No kidding.
Leads the NFL with 5 interceptions right now.
Does Burrow only have 4? He didn't throw one last week?
Burrow has 4 interceptions, and he has the most sacks. Yes. 3rd most sacks is Matt Stafford.
Grr. What year? My medium question. What year was the first Super Bowl played?
1969.
1968.
This is the best because you're both wrong, but you're both so close. It's 1967.
Oh, no!
And I'm almost positive you used that question before, too.
You never know. If you can't get them, when I've said them twice,
don't reuse questions.
It's like Bartolo Colon, you know.
That's fair.
So if you think I repeated them, then you get them right. Get them right. All right. Then.
You're not wrong. Whatever. You're a rat, but whatever. Heading into the hard round, I'm up 2-1. 0 correct answers in that medium round there by us.
All right.
Your hard question.
All right. We're going to get hardies. All right. James Cook just joined a list of 11 other running backs in the NFL to currently fumble in their first NFL game. I'll give you guys each 3 shots, and you guys only have to name 3 of them. So there's 11 other running backs in the NFL.
We have to name 3 of them. 3 out of the 11.
3 out of the 11. But you each get 3 shots apiece.
To fumble in their first
NFL game.
First game, okay. Holy
this wasn't meant to be easy.
Okay.
I kind of know 2 of them, actually.
Okay.
I think I have two as well.
My 3rd one's a shot in the dark.
All right. Well, okay. Well,
give me 1 second then, Spinny, because I don't want to unintentionally steal any of your answers here. I'm going to have to throw one out there as my 3rd, too.
Well, go ahead. Whoever wants to go first, just shout out.
Yeah, just send it, Spinny. I'm going to send it on a third one.
Dalvin Cook, Adrian
Dalvin
Peterson,
Cook.
Leonard Fournette.
No, no, and no.
Oh.
Okay, well, I already got one wrong because Dalvin Cook was
Yeah.
one of my guesses. Zeke and God, who was I doing in my other one? Aaron Jones.
No and no.
No, we didn't get any right.
You didn't get any
None?
right. So here's the list of the 11 running backs that James Cook just joined, fumbling their first NFL game. Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Kareem Hunt, Le'Veon Bell.
I knew Kareem, actually.
Ray Rice, Steven Jackson, LaDainian Tomlinson, Sean Alexander, Edgar and James, and Jerome Bettis the Bus.
What kind of freaking list? Are you just reading off Hall of Fame running backs? My God.
Yeah, literally.
So, if anything, if there's some subliminal message into this question,
is James Cook going to be a Hall of Famer? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying buy into him because even though he fumbled his first NFL game, that doesn't mean. I mean, sure,
it doesn't mean shit.
Sure, it affects him. It definitely does. He was put into the doghouse. But look what just happened this last week. He rushed 11 times for 53 yards. Not only that, he has second-round draft capital, which in today's NFL standards would be first-round draft capital because the NFL understands that running back is a position that doesn't necessarily last long. It doesn't have a long shelf life. So
that's crazy.
Quick update: Najee Harris tied the game.
Najee Harris
with a touchdown. In his first week on my dynasty team after Buss traded him to me this last week. So another Najee, and the first Najee touchdown on Team Spinny.
I changed my team name to the New York Jets. Hardies and Hardos. That's the type of rebuild I'm in this dynasty league. So it's gonna be a while. All right, my hard question. Once again, who am I? I am top 10. This one is crazy to me. I feel like this one is crazy to me. I am top 10 in total receiving yards, even though I am not top 25 in catches, and I'm not even in the top 75 in yak, total yards after catch. So he is top 10 in total yards, but he is not top 75 in yak, and he's not top 25 in catches. So this guy doesn't even get many catches, and he don't run a lot either after he catches it.
So essentially, he's just catching bombs.
Essentially, he's catching bombs, I guess. Apparently, through 2 weeks, he's just been catching bombs.
How many catches does he have?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just know he's not top 25.
Not top 25. I'm going to go with a shot out of the dark here. I'm going to go with Jahan Dotson.
He's top 10 in yards, though?
He's top 10 in yards in the NFL heading into week 3. I think he's like 8th, I believe.
Oh, my. I think I know who it is.
Not top 10 in yards.
Not top 10 in yards, but he is top 10 in yards. He's not top 25 in catches, not top 75 in yak. So essentially what that means, he's catching deep balls and getting tackled right away.
Yeah. So jump bars?
10.
Cortland Sutton.
5. Final answers?
Yeah. What?
I know what that means.
I got it right? Or did Brady
Cortland
get it right?
Sutton
that was
is
only
the
me.
correct.
Cortland Sutton?
Cortland Sutton is the correct answer. That was a good guess. I liked Jahan Dotson. That was a good guess.
That's all he does is he catches bombs.
I am so mad that Spinny got that right. Are you kidding me?
Wow. That was a good.
Are you freaking kidding me?
It's a good shot out of the dark.
All right, give me your hard question. I need to beat you. I'm pulling out a miracle here.
No way you're getting this. It's similar to my hard question from last week. What is the name of Joe Montana's NFC Championship winning touchdown? Just like last week.
I've read this.
The immaculate reception
don't remember.
was my answer. Now we have another similar nickname for a great play.
I know I've heard it before, but I honestly couldn't tell you right now.
Joe Montana, not even the top 2 quarterback of all time. No reaction, Spinny. Wow. I'm going to have to throw out some just brutal answer like I did last week then. Are you going to make me throw out a brutal answer?
Yes.
Same,
a
dude.
touchdown. So he.
Brady's got to throw it out too.
Oh my God! See, that's why I'm just waiting on you. See what you get first.
The throw.
9, 8, 7.
The throw from heaven.
Throw from heaven. Okay. Brady.
Oh God!
It's all you, bro.
5, 4.
The Hail Mary. I don't know.
Don't steal my line.
I don't know, man. I really couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even give you.
He's going the Hail Mary
guess.
He's going Hail Mary from heaven.
The reason I had you guys guess is you actually could have got it with a dumb guess. So that's why I had you guys guess.
Yeah, sick.
Because it's called The Catch.
The Catch.
That is what it's called. The Catch.
We dug way too far into that. Now I look
we thought way too deep about that one.
The Catch.
It was worth it.
Oh my God. All right, Spinny freaking wins 4-2-1. Hate my life.
I love Cortland Sutton.
Give me hard questions that I can
Sutton.
maybe get. God.
You could have got that.
Yeah, dude.
The Catch. The Catch. You're telling me you couldn't have got that? The Catch.
All right, we're moving on. I don't want to let Spinny bask in this victory any longer than I have to. Even though Spinny, we told ourselves we'd do this. Do you want your mini twinny?
Yeah, I do.
Right now?
Yep.
Okay, enjoy it. We'll be back in 1.
All right. So now I get to be nerdy about coaching, which is what I do, which is what I love. So I'm going to talk about the NSIC, which is the conference that my team plays volleyball in. And it is an absolutely stacked conference. I'm just pulling up the poll right now so I don't give the Hardys and Hardos wrong information. But we have 5 teams ranked in the top 10 in the entire nation for Division II right now in our conference. Wayne State ranked number 1, best team in the country, just absolutely demolished Concordia St. Paul, who's ranked 3rd in the country, and they just demolished them last week. St. Cloud State ranked 4th. Southwest Minnesota State ranked 8th, and Minnesota Duluth ranked 9th. Absolute stacked, ridiculous conference. So I don't know what's going on. I'm watching Brady and Busted in the
all right, that was a minute.
Here, but yeah, Bemidji State, we're on the come up, but the NSIC is lit. So huge credit to this conference for being awesome.
Shout out NSIC volleyball.
What were you idiots laughing about?
Okay, so George Pickens just did OBJ type things with a one-handed catch over his head, and
what?
Wasn't for a touchdown, but
it was a beautiful catch.
It was insane, and he freaked out and smoked his head on the way down.
Pickens, you did it to me. Oh, that catch! No, seriously, it's
Buck
gonna be a highlight.
That.
It's all over Twitter right now. Guarantee it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we love that dynasty. That dynasty guy on my squad. The New York Jets.
Sir. All right, should we move on?
Let's talk about
the NFL?
Yes. Let's talk NFL now, and I want to start with, in my opinion, the craziest game of the week, and that would be the Dolphins' 42-38 win over the Ravens. My God, what? The fourth quarter comeback, how is that even possible in the freaking NFL? 28-3, they outscored them in the fourth quarter. What? Are you kidding me?
What do you even put words to that game?
38-14, the Ravens were up entering the fourth quarter, and they freaking lost the game.
Yeah.
I don't have words for the Ravens choke artist right there.
The Ravens secondary just stopped guarding.
Literally.
Tyreek and Waddle were like walking around wide open, like multiple times.
Whatever the hell they wanted to do.
Those two legitimately broke the NFL record for multiple receivers over 150 yards.
Really?
But the funny thing is they both were over 170. Like,
literally.
Yeah, 340 yards, 350 yards between two guys.
Yeah. Tyreek 190, Waddle 171. 11 catches for Waddle, 11 for Tyreek. Both had 2 tutties.
361 and 4 tutties between 2 receivers.
Literally.
I mean, I think, can we say that Tua has stepped up to the occasion?
I'm going to say I want to see it for a few more weeks first.
I want to see it. I think I even said this last week on the pod. I want to see what he's able to do against the Buffalo Bills defense. Sure, they lose the game, whatever. I'm not going to necessarily hold that against them. But if he performs well against the Bills defense, huge division matchup there.
Or if they beat the Bills.
Or if they actually beat the Bills, then I'm like, okay, this guy might actually be the real deal this season. I mean, he's got the 2 weapons.
Got a better coach. McDaniels looks awesome. His offenses look hilariously random and like no one's ever going to get it. Like,
yeah. Completely hilariously random. I love the way you put that. On the other side of the ball, I still have faith in Ravens being a great team. I mean, they were destroying the Dolphins. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, take out the fourth quarter, they won that game 38-14. That's incredible, right? So they got some things that they got to fix up, sure. But Lamar looked insane for those first 3 quarters. It was ridiculous. He piled up 430 total yards and 4 touchdowns. Just ridiculous. Bateman and Andrews both had 100 plus too, as well, with a touchdown too. So this game was all offense, no doubt about it. And yeah, I'm just still amazed that the Dolphins were able to come back because that was insane.
Yeah, that's pretty good stat numbers for a wide receiver, huh?
What do you think?
Pretty average.
What do you guys think Lamar's price tag? Sorry.
Price tag. I mean, he's got to get as much money as all the other guys.
Yeah,
he has to get paid.
He's making Deshaun money.
Yeah, he's got to make at least.
Well, the Ravens offered him $250 million reportedly, but just only 140 guaranteed or 150
he didn't
guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
And he wanted at least 230 that Deshaun got guaranteed, plus probably more money, which he probably deserves.
Yeah, right. Brady? What about you? What's a game that stood out to you?
Brady.
Oh man, the Commanders and Lions game for sure. I mean, number one, the offensive explosion of these two teams that previously in the last decade have just been honestly horrendous has just opened up, and I mean. Carson Wentz right now is legitimately third in the league in pass attempts right now. Yeah. He's airing it out. And if you think about the receiving weapons he has, I mean, let's just talk about money they have invested in just the receiving core alone. Curtis Samuel last year signed a 3-year, $34.5 million contract. And that's why I don't think people should be so surprised why Curtis Samuel's doing as well as he is right now. He's been paid to do so.
Exactly.
And he's a good receiver. He's just unhealthy last year. They invested 3 years, $71 million contract on Terry McLaurin, who is, and he's still a beast. And I don't care what anybody says. He's going to have his big breakout game either this week or this next. He's too good of a receiver. And then Jahan Dotson, who they invested first-round draft capital in. I mean,
he's a star.
Yeah. You want to know what a crazy stat is about Jahan Dotson? He has 3 touchdowns on 7 receptions.
On 7 catches, yeah.
It's just unreal.
I saw that yesterday.
That's just unreal. I mean, how can you do that? I mean, but now let's look at the other side of the token, the Detroit Lions.
The freaking Amon-Ra.
They're my sleeper team this year, and I've called it beforehand. Amon-Ra is second in the league in target share in the NFL.
Hold up. This kid's shaking his head. Unmute your mic. Speak. What are you shaking your head at?
The Lions? Lions. Jared Goff? You believe in Jared Goff?
He's brought the Rams to the playoffs.
He just threw 4 tutties.
With Sean McVay, with one of the best coaches in the league.
Amon-Ra, DeAndre Swift, those are dudes.
I think you're overlooking a good team. Sure, I agree. They're defense.
We're not saying they are. We just said sleeper
team. Doesn't that mean playoffs?
I had them winning 8 games this year. That's close to playoffs.
I think I think crazier things have happened. If you look at this offensive line of the Detroit Lions, they're a top 3 PFF offensive line. Jared Goff has been.
They do have a good offensive line.
They have been drastically improved.
Top 5 in the league.
They're legitimately second in the league in scoring right now. Their offense is great. Like, I don't care what anybody thinks. They may legitimately have the best offensive weapons in the NFL right now. I'm not going to say best offense. That would be crazy, but I mean, if you look at DeAndre Swift, he's leading the league right now with 10 yards a carry, which is unreal. I mean, 10 yards a carry is absurd. Last week, he had 7 touches, and it was close to like 70, 80 yards, maybe even more. It was unreal what he's able to do. This offense is just great. This game was amazing, honestly. The first half was kind of boring. I mean, Carson Wentz couldn't get that offense going for anything, but in the second half, it opened up. It almost looked like as if Washington was going to come back, but Amon-Ra is just too good right now. I mean, he's essentially getting treated like Deebo Samuel. He's getting carries. I mean, he's efficient with his carries. He had two carries for 68 yards, along with his 8 catches for 110 and 2 touchdowns. This team is a sleeper, in my opinion. And I wouldn't even count out the Commanders for being a terrible team. Like, they shouldn't be a terrible team. They won't be a good team, but they should be vastly improved from last year.
We hyped up Amon-Ra big time on our fantasy episode this week. Had to, after what he's been doing.
And this was 8 straight games for Amon-Ra. So we're not talking about 2 games. We're talking about 6 games at the end of last year straight where he went off. And then these 2. So we're talking 8 straight over 2 years. So I don't think it's a fluke for him. It is absolutely hilarious seeing him name guys drafted before him. Like, he just named a random Washington receiver that none of us have really heard of. And he's like, oh, yeah, that guy got drafted before me. Like, what, dude? You just have it memorized, all the guys
didn't see him on the field much. Is what
yeah.
All right. Brady, what's another game that stood out to you?
I mean, the Rams and Falcons, actually. I thought that was a fun game to watch.
Falcons almost got it done.
Here's the funnest part about the entire game was at one point the Rams were up 28-3, which, as everybody knows, considering Falcons fans especially, know what 28-3 means. So, I mean, they were down from that point. But the thing is they came back. I mean, their defense started stepping up their offense. I mean, Drake London is
a stud.
He's 3rd in the league right now with a 33% target share. I mean, this guy is an elite receiver. He was drafted to be great. He was drafted number 8 to the Atlanta Falcons. Everybody thought coming out of USC that he was going to be just a one-trick pony. He's only good at comeback routes. Well, I think he's already shushed those rumors.
Falcons.
What was that?
Falcons' last 3 receivers they've drafted in the top 10. Roddy White, Julio Jones, Drake London.
So, let's not forget Calvin Ridley was also a first-round pick.
Calvin Ridley.
He was a first-round pick. Even though he's just suspended, he's
a
damn
good
receiver.
That's 4. Roddy White, Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones.
Yup.
Crazy when Ridley comes back next year, and if the Falcons are bad, you put Young or Stroud with Drake London and Calvin Ridley. That's a pretty quick turnaround, I feel like. And Kyle Pitts, we're just loaded up.
That'd be amazing.
So, anyways, back to the game, though. Here's the thing. Allen Robinson finally got his involvement with the offense. He actually looked pretty good. Here's the thing. He actually should have had 2 touchdowns in this game. There was his second touchdown. He lined up in the backfield, actually, caught a touchdown in the corner of the end zone, and they called a concussion on a medical timeout. So the call was reversed, and Cooper Kupp caught the touchdown, which he is amazing, and he's one of the best receivers in the league, if not the best. He's so good. And here's the thing about the Rams backfield. It's been getting a little mucky lately. I mean, it's a split now. Akers got 15 carries. Henderson had 10 last week. And the thing is Henderson was more efficient with his carries. Akers had 15 for 44. Henderson had 10 for 47. So I mean, it's a murky backfield right now. I wouldn't be surprised late in the season if the Rams go out and make a trade for a running back like Kareem Hunt or Alexander Madison. Honestly, if this backfield continues to be so unbalanced the way it is. But regardless, the game came back. I thought at one point the Falcons were going to come back and win this and essentially kill the curse from the Super Bowl.
Curse.
But Jalen Ramsey had other things to say. He ended up intercepting Marcus Mariota in the end zone for literally the game closer. And it was unfortunate because I was with some friends and we were watching the game. I was actually super involved and invested in this game because it was so fun to watch. I was hoping the Falcons would come back and win it, but I mean, regardless, it was a great game though. So definitely is.
Don't you think though that Henderson and Akers are both talented enough to where they both deserve touches out of the backfield? I feel like they both deserve to get carries.
Oh, and I definitely think they're both very good backs. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but I think Sean McVay is looking for his lead bell cow back that he's had in several years past.
I mean, you saw even Sony last year take 20 carries a game when he was in there, So, yeah, you're not wrong.
This might be a hot take.
It might be a hot take, but I think it's a possibility.
Oh, Spinny's about to give a hot take.
Yeah. Cam Akers will be the bell cow back by the end of the season.
Okay, that's spicy. I like it.
AFA.
I can see it.
AFA.
I can see it.
Hey, anything's it's the NFL, man. Crazier things have happened.
Yeah, I agree.
But you got another game for us, or you want me to go?
You can go.
All right. We're going to talk about the Thursday night game because
let's do it.
I don't think we've had a pod since then, and this is too big of a matchup and too good of a game not to talk about. So Chiefs-Chargers on Thursday night, 27-24 win for Kansas City. Yeah, I mean, Herbert looked great. Mahomes looked great. Herbert, 335, 3 TDs and a pick. Mahomes, 235, 2 touchdowns. They had a more run-heavy, pace control offense. But I'm telling you what, this new Mahomes that's okay with checking down and okay with, like, not making mistakes and literally being perfect, and then anytime it's open, he's just roasting it deep and just making the best decisions he's ever made, is really scary. Really, really scary. Because there was times last year, obviously, like, when you have Tyreek Hill, and you have the arm Patrick Mahomes does, you're gonna bomb him.
You're gonna just throw it.
It's too tempting. It's too tempting to not bomb it to him. Like, why not? So, but now it's
or even Kelsey going across the middle of the field, you see two guys like, screw it.
Yeah. But now it's like methodical. Like, he looks like he understands the game and he's controlling it, and he's looking more like Brady and Rodgers later in their careers, when you can see that, and Manning, when you tell they figured it out and they know everything.
Take what the
and they're
defense
controlling
gives
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he looks like that right now. And the Chiefs defense and their O-line is better. That's the biggest thing. Chiefs have a top 5 O-line right now, and Patrick Mahomes is getting time to throw. And I don't care if you and me and Brady were out there playing receiver. If you give Patrick Mahomes 4 seconds, he's going to figure it out.
Oh, I'm catching
that. They basically took Tyreek Hill's contract, put it in their offensive line and defense. And I don't know. I've said this multiple times already. I think the Chiefs are underrated. I really think the Chiefs are even better than Buffalo right now.
Ooh.
I do.
I don't know. That's tough to say.
Man.
That's tough to say.
I don't know about that, man.
After the two performances we've had from Buffalo, we had a 31-10 win over the reigning Super Bowl champs, and then follow that up to a 42-7, 43-7, whatever the hell it was, against the Titans, who were the 1 seed last year in the AFC.
Well, the Chiefs done the same thing. Essentially, they absolutely demolished Arizona, who was the playoff team last year.
I love
one of the biggest blowouts of the season. And then they beat a team that most people consider a top 5 team in the league in their own division.
Right, but that was a close game. They could have easily lost that game. The Bills took care of the two playoff teams like they were literally nothing. Blew out 2 playoff teams like nothing.
The Rams game was impressive. I'm not impressed with beating Ryan Tannehill. Sorry.
42-7. You're not impressed with that?
41-7.
41-7.
Still was a blowout.
That's impressive. That part's impressive, but
I get what you're saying. Yeah, who cares about being Ryan Tannehill? But
I think the Chiefs are in the perfect spot because everyone's picking the Bills. They're just riding that low. The Chiefs are actually low.
I'm not going to disagree with you there. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with that statement. I'm just saying through 2 games, you can't tell me the Bills haven't looked like the best team.
True. Chiefs have better coach, better quarterback, though. Better coach, better quarterback. I'll take it all day.
The Chiefs are a top 5 team, and I don't think there's any disagreeing with that. But for what the Bills have been doing, they're just dominating teams. I don't know if there's a team in the NFL right now that can keep up with what they have to offer.
You're gonna change your opinion if they just come in. Wait, do they play in Miami or at home? They play at home. If they just absolutely kill Miami like they've been killing everybody so far, then maybe you're gonna change your mind or what? Because to right now, I just can't. I can picture the Chiefs winning. I totally can picture the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. For sure. It's Pat Mahomes. It's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But through 2 games, the Bills have been the best team in the NFL. For sure.
I don't know, guys. I really don't know.
I'm going to give you – you know what? I'm going to throw this spoiler out because –
We get Chiefs-Bills on October 16th. We get
Chiefs-Bills. It's coming up.
Glorious game.
It's coming up.
I can't wait for the Chiefs to win that game too, so I can bring. When the Chiefs win that game, I'm gonna screen record this and I'm gonna play it over.
You can't.
Yeah, I can.
You can't roast me because I literally picked the Chiefs to beat the Bills in that game. I picked the Bills to go 15-2. Go watch the freaking episode then.
Fine.
I picked the Bills to go 15-2 somehow after I went through every single game, and that was one of their L's. Yeah, you even had it right there. That's yours, but.
It is. Bills, Chiefs. Yep, Kansas City. Picked them too. So
yeah. So, do you have any other thoughts about your Chiefs-Chargers game besides that? You think the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL?
That was a good game. I also think the Chargers are good, and
I think the Chargers are good shit.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have big dubs and fat L's here in the next couple weeks, but. Just a quick little launch for that. I think my Broncos opinion is going to be a fat L. I think they might be the worst team. I think we might go Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. Low key. We'll see. Russ,
we'll see.
Are we talking about that game or not? Because if we're not, I just want to mention really quick. Mr. Unlimited is looking like real limited. Right now.
Super limited.
Limited. Super limited.
Yeah. No, I agree.
This man's got to run. You're athletic. I get it. You're older and you put on a little bit of muscle and stuff, but scramble around a little. You're not a pocket passer. That's not who you are. Be who you are. I'm just
Broncos country. Let's chill.
Be who you are, Russ. And that's when he was as great as he could have been. So
speaking of being maybe brutally wrong on a team. Let's talk about me at the Bengals here. Let's go to the Cowboys-Bengals game. Cowboys win on last second 50-yard field goal, 20-17. Bengals O-line, wow. I thought they did obviously not the greatest work this offseason, but I thought they put in enough work to their O-line that they were really going to take a step forward this year. And holy crap, through 2 games, it's the same freaking regular season Bengals that we saw last year. So damn inconsistent, and it drives me insane. They can't – and it's all because of the old line. Burrow's looking like Kirk was a couple years ago. He hikes the ball, and he's getting tackled by 3 dudes already. Like, what is Burrow supposed to freaking do? I feel so bad for the man.
Yeah, I said that too, though. I thought they were going to be better because their offensive line was going to be better. And I don't think it's over yet.
Right,
offensive line is something you can fix as the season goes, and the more reps, the better with offensive line. So I feel like that's a good thing for them because they did sign some better pieces. But, yeah, they have looked doo-doo.
They've spent over $70 million on that offensive line revamping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I thought – and on the flip side of that game, I guess, I thought Cooper Rush stepped in very well. I was I was really happy to see his performance. Again, it was at home against a meh defense. So we'll see what he does on the road against another meh defense, but at least on the road against a division opponent here, the Giants. But yeah, I mean, him and Noah Brown are killing it. That was fun to see, actually.
Noah Brown. We love Noah Brown now. I hate the Cowboys, but we love Noah Brown.
No, yeah, I was going to say, I still hate the Cowboys, but
yeah.
That's just embedded into us.
Yeah. Do either of you guys have any more games, or am I throwing out one last quick thing before we run a preview, or what?
You're going to
you guys
throw one last quick thing out, but I'm going to break some news first via Shams. Or Shams. Via Shams.
What is it? Ime related?
The Boston Celtics have suspended coach Ime Udoka for the entire 2022-2023 season.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Nuts.
Team was just in the NBA Finals. Coach is gone. Oh, other scores here. What are you going to say?
No, you go first.
I was just going to say other scores. We had Njoku score and Trubisky run it in. Looks like they missed a field goal. So
Joe Mazzulla is the Celtics assistant coach. That's probably going to be the interim. Coach. Hasn't been official yet, but.
Yeah. All right. Well, last thing I want to, before we jump to our preview of Week 3, just want to ask you guys. Yeah, let's talk. Oh, yeah, we kind of talked that game. Let's talk a little more about the Bills-Titans game then. What are some points? Because
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I just want to say, because Spinny, he had this contradiction with the Buffalo Bills not being able to keep up with the Kansas City Chiefs, apparently. So I wanted to give you just one little quick stat here. Buffalo Bills right now have outscored their opponent 72-17 right now, which is pure domination on both sides of the football.
Not arguing, they've been good.
2 playoff teams.
Von Miller has already made an early case for Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, it's so early in the season, but I'm just saying for what he's produced in these first 2 games is unreal. I mean, crazy, the guy already has a pick 6. I mean, but anyways, to the turn side of the table of this, the Titans offense looks like doo-doo.
Yeah, what is going on with the Titans?
Oh my, Derrick Henry is actually one of the lowest in the league in yards per carry right now.
Give him a minute to get it back. Come on, he was hurt.
I mean, sure, they have easier matchups.
Ryan Tannehill sucks. We all know this.
Well, see,
He's mid.
One thing, though, that they need to start implementing into their offense is Treylon Burks. See, actually, Treylon Burks is actually PFF's greatest receiver right now. Let me elaborate a little bit. That's based off of per snap, per bases. The thing is his involvement for week 1 and 2 have been like 37% week 1, 45% week 2, but he's actually produced with his opportunities. So here's the thing. The Titans are going to have to justify that A.J. Brown trade. First off, wow, for the Titans to give up A.J. Brown, okay. But the thing is the Titans actually did their homework when they drafted Treylon Burks. He's essentially same prototype as A.J. Brown, about 6'2" and 220, 230. Big, bulky receiver. But they're going to have to give him uses. The Titans are going to have to justify that trade with trading A.J. Brown. He's going to get every golden opportunity. So, I mean, that could be one thing that potentially opens up that offense. Regardless, this game, though, was just a complete whooping on its own.
Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen just won the game by themselves.
That connection is just unbeatable. Sorry, man. I had to throw some of those statistics in based off of that game.
I'm glad you did. Yeah. I couldn't agree more with what you said about Treylon Burks, honestly.
We like it. So now we're moving on to we got one more?
Yeah, I just want to know your guys' power rankings, top 5 right now. Yeah. I'm going Bills, Chiefs, Bucks, Eagles, Dolphins at 5. That would be my top 5 power rankings after 2 weeks.
I'm going to go with Bills number 1 for sure. It's got to be. Yeah, I could definitely see a world where Chiefs are 2. I think those 2 are pretty well locked. I think you could interchange them a little bit, but basically, yeah. I'm going to throw out a sleeper team here. I'm going to throw out the 49ers rest of the season. I think Jimmy G formulates that offense together. George Kittle comes back healthy. I think they can form quite a duo, honestly, between not duo, trio. But that defense is amazing. God, I think the Bucs are definitely in contention. They're always in contention with Tom Brady. They're
right.
Always, always, always. I mean, honestly, you could say the Bucs are definitely above the 49ers. I'm just trying to do a hot take. But
no, we love the hot takes.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. But, yeah, Bucs definitely have to be top 5. I mean, even though Mike Evans is out right now after the Marshawn Lattimore incident, yeah, there's just that defense is so good. 5, I guess. I'll throw out my boys, Vikings. I love Vikings. Let's go.
You want to hear the right top 5 now?
No, actually, I changed mine to Eagles.
Eagles. He changed it to Eagles.
Yep. Straight up.
All right, let's hear your incorrect one because we know you start with the Chiefs.
The right top 5: Chiefs, Bills, Eagles, Chargers, Bucs. That's your top 5.
I like it.
Chargers.
I like it.
Chargers.
Ahead of the Bucs.
I don't like the Bucs offense has been anemic. Bucs offense is awful.
He hasn't had his guys.
Mike Evans has
Chris Godwin's
his guys.
See, I know, but Chris Godwin's a security blanket for him. Those short
Chris
routes,
Godwin
he
is his
throws
guy.
them just,
Chris Godwin is his guy.
That's what I'm saying.
You're right.
If Julio Jones ever stays healthy.
Julio Jones, if he ever, I mean, we figured that would happen, but yeah.
Well,
all right, if we can just get 3 out of the 4 between Evans, Godwin, Jones, and Gage. If I can get 3 out of those 4, we're living.
Oh
yeah. All right, but let's run through these previews quick because we got a lot to cover, a lot of games to cover here. Let's start with the Vikings Lions, huh? Are we?
Wait. We messed up. We got it.
No, we didn't mess up. I purposely skipped the Vikings Eagles game. I don't want to even mention that we lost 24-7, and yeah, that game sucked. All the scoring came in the first half, which made the second half even more freaking boring. Anytime we got an opportunity to score, Kirk Cousins threw a freaking interception.
Blocked field goal, and what else? What was it? Another turnover?
An interception, Jalen Hurts interception that was returned to the 10-yard line.
Yeah,
and then
we got 0 points. Yeah.
We had every opportunity.
Huge field-changing turnovers when I thought we were still in it, and then
Irv's miscatch.
Remove the 84. Take it off, man.
Did we do our due diligence? Can we not talk about this game anymore now?
Yeah, that's all we need. So now,
classic Vikings fans.
The next one. Vikings Lions.
Vikings Lions. I think we take care of business at home here. I just think our offense is too explosive for them. I think it's going to be looking like kind of like the Eagles game. I'm hoping it's not as close as the Eagles-Lions game, but I can picture a game like that where it's pretty high scoring between both games because we've already talked about this. I don't think we're stopping them on Raw. I don't think we're stopping DeAndre Swift. I really don't. We're talking Jared Goff, right? These two guys are freaking legit.
Our pass rush has a chance to stop Goff enough to stop him on Raw, but I don't think we're stopping DeAndre Swift. Our run defense has been not good. So
and he's elite.
And what?
And it's at noon on Sunday, so perfect
it's at noon. Yes.
Territory. So
yes.
We're not doing 2-10 on Monday night, but
noon versus the Lions. We got to win. We have to win this game.
Yeah. Yep. We'll probably lose at the Lions still, but
classic stuff. Yeah. What do you guys got for spread? What's the score here?
Oh, I'm gonna say it's close. I'm gonna go with 27-30 Vikings.
I like that.
Lions are +6 in this game. Again, if I was a bettor, actually no, I'd probably go Vikings because I think if we win, we're gonna light them up. I'm gonna go 35-21 Vikes.
I'm going to go 34-24 Vikes. So I'm glad we're all on the same boat here. We better freaking win this game. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I'm going to be pissed next week.
I think the Vikes have
30.
I think the Vikings have a get-right game this week.
Jump into another noon game here. one I wanted to highlight would be Raiders versus Titans. Both of these teams 0-2. The Raiders being a 2-point favorite here. I guess the only real talking point I wanted to ask you guys is, what does a loss here mean to both of these teams? What would a 0-3 start mean to the Raiders? What would it mean to the Titans? My quick answer would be the Raiders start 0-3. I know the Broncos have been looking bad. I think that might be a hole you can't dig yourself out of. Sure, there's 14 more games, but when you got the Chiefs and the Chargers in your own freaking division, you can't start 0-3. So
No, you can't.
I do think it means a little more to the Raiders because the Titans are in a worse division. But on the flip side of things, I do think the Raiders are a better team as a whole. So I don't know. It's tough just because of the division there. That's like the only reason why I feel like it'll be worse for the Raiders to go 0-3 than the Titans.
Agreed. So is it my turn now? Do I get to bring it up? Are we going?
Yeah,
no,
sure.
I'll let Brady go first. Actually.
Okay, for next week's game, Bills and Dolphins. I think
Let's go.
is going to be such a deciding game in the AFC East. I mean, okay, so number one, we've got Josh Allen and his elite receiving weapons. Gabriel Davis should be healthy for this game.
He better be.
I mean, there's a potential that it could be a back-and-forth shootout game, and I think it all relies on what Tua is able to accomplish with that offense that he's given. I mean, you think about what they invested into that offense between Tyreek Hill and, Teron Armstead, that left tackle this year, and the vast improvements that offense has made. And not only that, they're pretty good defense as well. I mean, personally, I think the Bills will win this game, but I think there's a shot that the Dolphins can absolutely upset this Bills team. I mean, they have every receiving weapon to keep up with this team. I mean, we just saw what they did with the Ravens. And sure, the Ravens defense is nowhere near comparable to the Bills defense. And I think no one will disagree with me on that. But I think the Miami Dolphins offense has the weapons to keep up with that offense. I do. I think it's going to be a good game. And, sure, it could definitely go sour for the Dolphins. It could definitely, but I just think with how much is riding on this line, both teams are undefeated right now. Whoever wins this game is going to take advantage of the AFC East. Honestly, I say the Bills, but I wouldn't count out the Dolphins. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch.
I agree. I'm 100% tuned into this game. This is going to be a very, very fun game to watch. Again, we already mentioned this. Is Tua legit? This is the better test for him and a better tell for us as fans what we're actually seeing here from the Dolphins. So I'm loving it. I'm loving the offensive potential here for a shootout. I am going to run with the Bills, though, by at least 10. Honestly, I'm running, I want to say 38-28 Bills.
I'm not giving a score, but I think the Bills will win close.
I guess if sorry. I just one little quick tidbit. One thing that people need to actually understand is Tua actually has higher draft capital than Josh Allen does. And sure, in a lot of circumstances, draft capital does mean nothing. But let's think about this for a second. In 2018, Josh Allen was drafted with the number 7 pick. Tua in 2020 was drafted with the number 5 overall pick. Everybody was down on Tua because, he's injured. This and that. Here's the thing. He was thrusted into the role his rookie year after coming off of a major hip injury.
Major. Yeah.
There was potential that the guy may never even play football again. And look what he's doing now. So, people should be surprised with what he's doing right now. But given the offensive weapons he has, he's been extremely successful. Last year with Devontae Parker was legitimately last in the league for separation. That is why the Dolphins went out and got Tyreek Hill. They drafted Jalen Waddle. You need to give them somebody with separation. Think of it like this, okay? So just hear me out. Josh Allen was good before Stephon Diggs, but when Stephon Diggs came to Buffalo, that's when Josh Allen essentially exploded. That's when he needed that elite receiving option. And now you look at Tua. What was he given this offseason?
He's given Tyreek
an elite receiving option. So I don't think it should be any surprise to anybody that Tua is going off right now. He was drafted to be great. He's playing great right now. I mean, he just threw for 469 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Literally.
Yeah, it was a good game from Tua. The Dolphins still to this day, if they could, would have drafted Justin Herbert over Tua, though.
I mean, the thing is they have to roll with the cards they were dealt with, but I mean, that's definitely a fair point. I mean, Herbert's been killing it since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
All right. So do I have a noon window game? I don't think I do. No noon windows for Dylan this week. I do got to say, though, Chiefs, Colts, Bills, Dolphins, Lions, Vikes, Ravens, Pats, Eagles, Commanders, all at noon. That's a and Raiders, Titans. That's 6. It's going to be hard to pick which of the 3 teams gets my TVs this weekend, but which of the 3 games get my TVs this weekend. But I'm going to start with a 3:25 game, though. I'm going to start with the Sunday night game. Sunday night game, Niners, Broncos. That'll be a good one. San Francisco favored by 1.5. I think San Francisco will win this game. Again, I have not let Russ suck is more accurate than let Russ cook at this point. So he's done okay, but it's just like we can't score in the red zone. He's moved the ball. They cannot score in the red zone, and they got to figure it out. That's got to be Russ extending the plays, finding the right guys, and running the ball. They've thrown the ball 95%. They have 1 run play in the red zone in 2 games. 1. Run the ball in the red zone.
Give it to freaking Javonte Williams. Like, come on.
But the Niners are going to be good again. The Niners might win the NFC. I don't trust the Packers. I don't trust the Bucks. And we saw what the Niners do with Jimmy G. They just win games. Shanahan knows how to run that offense perfectly, and Jimmy G knows how to manage the game, be slightly above average, not make too many mistakes, and get it done. The Niners, I believe in the Niners more now, post Trey Lance injury, than I did before.
Yeah, but you can't even really say that much because you had them as the freaking 1 or 2 seed anyways. You had them going like 13-4 with Trey Lance.
I did. And now I have even more.
I didn't. I had them going 9-8, and now I think they can go 12-5 or 13-4 because I agree. And that was one thing I was gonna ask you guys, and it seems like we're all in the same boat. What does Jimmy G mean? Like him taking over Lance, what does this mean to the offense? It means better things, right?
I feel like it does. Better passing. It means better fantasy value for Deebo Samuel, that's for sure.
And George Kittle, that's for sure.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, Jimmy G actually has continuity with that offense. He actually has played with them. He's actually gotten to the playoffs with them.
He's got to the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship 2 years.
Exactly. Like the guy has worked with his squad. He knows his teammates. He knows what Deebo's going to do. He knows what Kittle's going to do. He knows how to run an offense. And the defense speaks for itself. They've already got great defensive players. I mean, between Bosa and God, why am I drawing a blank right now? That linebacker. Anyways, regardless, it doesn't matter. They have a great defense. I mean, I don't think it should be surprised if they're really good.
Agreed. Yeah, Niners over Broncos.
I'm taking Niners as well.
Who's Niners? Niners all the way around.
I'm gonna run with. Feel like we got to get this game out of the way. I just want to bring it up because I think it's hilarious. 3:30 game, the Falcons and Seahawks. Let's go. Marcus Mariota versus Geno Smith. We love this QB matchup. If you would have told me this 5 years ago, these guys would still be starting quarterbacks in the NFL, I would have laughed in your face. This is hilarious that these guys are doing this. And they haven't looked terrible either. So no. I'm dubbing this as the battle for the first pick because I had both these teams being the worst 2 teams in the NFL, honestly, coming into the season. So we'll see what happens. I guess the main storylines to follow in this game will be, can frickin' Pitts bounce back? Can this guy do something this year?
Can he get a target, though?
Yeah. True, though. Yeah. Can Mariota, can you frickin' look to him and throw him the damn ball? Well, plus the coach. He was saying, the reporters were questioning him, like, why aren't you getting him more involved? We just want to win or something like that. It's like, You picked him in the first round. He's supposed to be like one of your guys. Like he's not even.
He had 1,000 yards last year almost.
As a tight
rookie.
end.
No, he did have 1,000 yards.
Or as a tight end and a rookie, which is unheard of. A tight end typically takes like 2 to 3 years to develop because you're learning a route tree and a blocking scheme. I mean, there's two completely different things. Where I think Arthur Smith is doing it wrong is he's lining up Kyle Pitts on the outside the majority of the time where he's going up against cornerbacks where he should be creating disadvantages in the middle of the field.
Put him on linebackers.
Exactly. Yes. Like, why aren't you scheming your number 4 overall pick who's an anomaly at the position? I mean,
he's a freak.
Kyle Pitts, like, legitimately might be a one-of-one player in the NFL. But why are you not scheming him into your offense? Granted, sure, you invested a top 10 pick in Drake London, and I can understand why you're giving him such a heavy target. But where's Kyle Pitts? Like, what's going on with them? It just kind of blows my mind that a player of that caliber isn't getting targets.
Yeah, no, exactly. I completely agree. So that was kind of the storyline that I think we're following.
Seahawks or Falcons?
I'm gonna go Falcons with this one. I think Kyle Pitts has a get-right game.
I'm running Falcons too. I'm not gonna score. Just going Falcons.
Seahawks for me. I think Geno makes it happen.
Geno.
What was this big quote? DK.
What was this big quote at the end of the game?
So you think DK is actually gonna do something this week?
For once, yeah, I do.
All right. I hope so.
All right, Brady. What do you got?
Yeah, for next week, we got Bengals Jets. Okay.
Bengals.
So this game is monumental for the Cincinnati Bengals. They have to win.
They have to win. 100%.
They're an 0-2 start right now. They could potentially go into an 0-3 danger zone, which is there's a percentage based off of teams that are 0-3 and their chance of making playoffs. It's not very big. It's actually really small. And if you look at it, the Jets, they just upset the Browns last week. With Joe Flacco throwing a million times and Garrett Wilson being an elite receiver, I mean, regardless, there's other perspectives to the game, but this game is huge for the Cincinnati Bengals. They have to win this game.
Here you go. Here's a statistic for you, Brady.
Okay, let's hear it.
Only 6 teams in modern NFL history have started 0-3 and made the playoffs.
So there you go.
Only 6.
The odds of you making playoffs starting 0-3 are minuscule.
Right. It's the same. Your point here for the Bengals, same thing for the Titans and Raiders here.
Absolutely.
These teams are.
It's riding on them.
Yes. They dug themselves into a hole that they might not be able to get out of. Most likely won't get out of, statistically speaking.
It's sad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I personally think that the Bengals have a get-right game this week. I think Joe Burrow goes off. I think this offense finally opens up to what it should have looked like from week 1. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Jets, they can pull a sneaky on you. I mean, look what they just did. But, I mean.
Well, speaking about that, last year, this same game, the Jets won. In New York against the Bengals, the Jets won. And it's the same place. It's in New York again. So I agree with you, Brady. They're going to bounce back. They're going to win this game. But there is some risk here. There is some serious risk, especially if you throw in the fact that Joe Flacco is the quarterback. This man has won how many games in his life? He can win an NFL game.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not like it's inconsistent Zach Wilson going out there where we don't know if we're getting high draft pick Zach Wilson or are we getting Geno Smith looking Zach Wilson or Jets version of Geno Smith where he's throwing 4 interceptions.
Well, and Joe Flacco's throwing 50-plus times a game. So, I think this game has potential shootout in it. I mean, here's a crazy stat for you right here. So, pass attempts in the NFL, number 1 is Joe Flacco. Number 2 is Joe Burrow.
Yep.
This game has so much potential to be a shootout. Believe it or not. I mean, it really does, actually. And if you would look at the game, the Jets versus the Bengals, you'd think nothing. But this game actually has a lot riding on it, believe it or not. So,
no, I completely agree. I'm going to be tuning into this game, at least the updates. Well, Spinny, do you have any other games? That might be it for our preview in episode 29. Actually.
I do. Did we talk Packers Bucks yet?
Oh my gosh, we have not.
Yeah,
that's
what we need to talk.
The game of the week.
Game of the week, Fox game of the week, 325. At the Bucks, it is even. So that means Packers. They say Packers +3, but Bucks get home field. So that's where it comes to even. I think the Bucks are going to win this game. I think that the Bucks D is going to really bother the Packers offense. It's more about that than anything else. The Bucks D has looked absolutely amazing this year.
Yeah.
So they're fast and they get a pass rush, and Devin White's insane, and their corners and safeties have been better, and their defense look great. I think Brady will do enough with the Fournette combo against the Packers defense, and the defense will limit Aaron Rodgers. So I think that's how that game goes. I also wanted to say one little quick mention. I think the Giants are going to beat the Cowboys on Monday night. We might have a 3-0 Giants team going into week 4.
That would be so funny.
I mean, it's Brian Daboll, though. Daboll's a good coach. He's doing the best with what he's got.
He is a very good coach. Back to the Bucks game, my mention on that would be I think the Bucks are going to win the same reason you said, Spinny. I mean, look what we did to disrupt Aaron Rodgers in that offense, and the Bucks defense is how much better than ours. So at home, I think, they're playing Aaron Rodgers. It's a big game. Their defense is really going to step up and be able to take care of business here, even minus all the receivers for Tom Brady. So I think the Bucks will be able to take care of business, and I hope so, because screw the Packers. Screw the Packers. Well, I think that's all we got for NFL recap of week 2 and preview for week 3. We did keep this one shorter. I told y'all we would. That MLB, that takes up
a little shorter. We're gonna aim for maybe even slightly shorter than this going forward, but this was a good one. I don't think we overtalked ourselves at all. So hope you like. Let us know if you didn't. Let us know we could do better. Please, Hardies and Hardos. We need more interaction from y'all. So give it to us and
Facts.
Let us have it.
Facts. Interaction, please. All right, little Q&A to end the episode here for y'all from our boy Dan Tim. Multi question here. Can Kirk lead the Vikings to a Super Bowl? I don't know if he actually meant win a Super Bowl or appear in it. I don't know. That's because those are two big differences. My answer is no. I don't think he can make the Super Bowl. I don't see why not, honestly, because I mean we've seen guys like Nick Foles bring good teams there too. So I don't see why not win one. I'm sorry, I don't think he can win a Super Bowl for us.
Kirk is right in the range of can take you to a Super Bowl if everything's perfect, and maybe can win you one. Who knows? But once you get there, it's kind of a crapshoot, I feel like. But everything has to be perfect. Jefferson has to be going off. Cook has to go off. Our defense has to be better. He's not gonna elevate your team that much. He's not gonna lower it either. He's just gonna keep it where it is. So if you got a Super Bowl caliber roster, you can possibly get her done. But I think that's as far as we go with that.
Well, I mean, let's not forget that when the Chicago Bears won the Super Bowl, they did it with Rex Grossman. And his last name, Grossman, should say enough. I mean, what he did in the Super Bowl.
They did get clapped by the Colts in that Super Bowl, but
yeah.
Regardless, I mean, the point of it is you don't have to be a good quarterback to win a Super Bowl. So I'll just leave that as Super Bowl. So. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So I don't know. It's tough. Okay.
You go both ways.
Can Lamar Jackson lead a team to the Super Bowl?
Yes.
I think yes.
Yes.
Okay. So then this is feel like an obvious third and final part to this. Would you rather have Lamar than Kirk Cousins on the Vikings?
That's a 100%. Dumb question.
100%.
I'm
sorry, Dan.
I'm assuming he has no faith in Lamar leading the team to the ship. Then I'm assuming that's why he was.
I'm sorry, Dan, but that I really think that's a bad question. I think if you think a guy who has won MVP, if you're taking Kirk Cousins over an NFL MVP, Like, I don't know, man. I love you, Dan, and I think your sports takes are normally spot on, but I think you're a little off base on this one. Without you being here to defend yourself, I'm just guessing what your opinion is. So we could be completely wrong, and I'm going to look like a dumbass. But
plus Kirk's
given
like what, 33, and Lamar's only like what, 25? Like,
yeah, it's big.
Lamar won the MVP.
Lamar's an MVP already. Yeah.
Did you see the pass he threw to Bateman last week? He's got an arm. He can throw it to Jay Jets. Delvin Cook and Lamar in read options. Are you kidding me?
I think through Lamar's first like 40 or 50 starts, he actually has the most wins in the NFL.
He's got like 30,
it's more than Josh Allen.
37 wins in his first 50 starts or something like that.
It's unreal what Lamar has done in his team. He is a winning quarterback. He is a great quarterback. He is an NFL MVP.
He also might have just been referring a little bit to the playoff struggles we've seen from Lamar thus far.
Which we have seen that for sure.
So that's probably why he got that. All right, well, that wraps it up for episode 29.
No, it doesn't wrap it up. I'm sorry.
Wow,
we have to talk about.
Gotta steal my thunder like that.
We have to talk about one. Did we talk about this yet? Maybe I'm an idiot and we're gonna have to cut this off. But did we talk about Brett Favre already? Did we talk about that last week?
No, we did not.
Okay.
No.
That needs to be talked about because that is complete bullshit. And this man essentially stole $5 million from the state of Mississippi's welfare fund to go to the poorest people in Mississippi. Mississippi, for those who don't know, is the lowest median income of any state, the poorest state in the country. We're taking $5 million and funding it into a volleyball, as much as we respect volleyball, a volleyball stadium for the team that his daughter played at. Absolutely despicable stuff, especially from a multi-millionaire. Like, just pay for this damn thing if that's what you want to do. Like
the governor too, though.
The governor too, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is not just on Favre. This is on the gov himself. Yeah,
but I just think that with all the bad stuff we talked about at the beginning, this might be worse than at least the Udoka situation overall.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like we couldn't talk about that and not talk about this. That's absolutely despicable from Brett Favre, and he better do something to pay it back. He better give out $5 million to the welfare fund or something like that.
He has to.
Because otherwise, that's some real bullshit. So I just had to end on a little bit of a sad note, just to be fair about what we talk about.
That's more anger than sad, honestly.
Facts.
Come on, Brett Favre. Freaking
do better. Yeah.
Be better.
Do better. All right, Hardies and Hardos.
All right.
Thank you for being here. We'll let you go an hour 45 down.
Brady,
back in the
we appreciate you coming on the pod once again.
Thank you for coming on, Brady. We didn't give you that good of an intro, I feel like.
Oh, no.
We've been slacking on intros as of late.
I know. So let's give two. Can we do 2 class for Brady Buss?
Yep.
Oh,
I appreciate you guys
freaking
so
pathetic.
Much.
But
I don't want to bust the eardrums of our listeners here.
True, I do. I kind of want to bust them a little bit.
I'll give a skull clap for your listeners. Excuse me. Skull.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
We love. All right. Thank you all. We love you.
We love
you.
Hug
Hug your friends and family.
Hug them up.
Peace.
We'll see you.